everyone, it's Karen with the Yes Please Paper Crafts, and in this video I'm going to be creating a scrapbook layout for Pinkfresh Fridays, which is a YouTube hop where a bunch of us scrappy YouTubers get together once a month to create a layout with our Pinkfresh Studio collections. So this month I'm going to be creating a layout and using this picture of my dog LilyBelle, and I just think this picture is super cute. She's wearing a little bandana, and I knew that this was a fall bandana, so I thought I would use my fall collections from Simple Stories. I don't have a lot of fall pictures because I live in Louisiana. We pretty much have summer the whole year. But I thought it would be an opportunity for me to use these collections that I have that are fall. And so this is a collection called Good Times. It's their new collection that just came out at the end of 2022. And I got this as part of the Create event that they had. And I just love this collection. I think the papers are just absolutely beautiful. So let's go ahead and take a look at the paper here. I have used this once before, so I have cut into some of the papers. So I'm looking for a paper to use as a background, and then also just whatever else paper I think I might need to do some matting for the photo. So I'm going to go ahead and flip through some of these papers so we can take a look and see what paper I think would be the best background for this picture here. And this is super cute. I like that one a lot. We might have to use that paper there. And I could possibly cut into the paper. Maybe I'll just put the picture here and then put a title there. And make it a pretty simple layout. Let's see what's on the back of that one. It's that paper there. I think it'd be pretty if I just put the picture over here and did a title, and then I could do some embellishing. Just do something fairly simple. I haven't been doing much scrapbooking over the past 2 months, and I'm kind of a little bit out of practice. So I think I'm going to keep it simple for this layout. And here we have just some cardstock. Okay. Okay, so here are some cut aparts. On the back of that is a kind of a lavender color paper. And I could fussy cut out these leaves. That'd be kind of cute. All right. And then I think maybe I might use this paper as a layer behind the picture. But maybe I'll use this side instead. This gives it a little bit of color. You won't be able to see what the pattern is. I think that's really cute because it has the same colors as this floral background, or this floral that's on the background. And then I have this paper here, and then the last one I have is this paper that has flowers on one side, and then this on the other side. So let's see, I could also maybe use this paper. I think I like this one better. So I think we'll map the picture with this paper and with white. Let's say we have a white cardstock. Isn't that pretty? In our picture. And just adding that white cardstock helps to make the picture pop off from this busier pattern. And so I'm going to do that. I'll layer the mats, put that white cardstock and then this paper with the leaves, and make a photo mat and make some mats to go under the photo. And so let's see what embellishments we have for this. So I have a lot of embellishments from the Days of Splendor collection, but not much paper from that collection. In fact, I don't think I have any more paper from that collection. Maybe one sheet. And I do have these Good Time alphabets. We also have the chipboard, and these are the chipboard frames, and then also the cardstock stickers from the Good Times collection. Isn't that pretty? It's a fall collection, but it really doesn't look like it's traditional fall, which I love. Okay, then I also have in here, we have the Days of Splendor stitched elements, and then the Good Times journaling bits. I think I could put a tag maybe somewhere, maybe at the top here. We could look through the tags. I could use these green letters for my title. And then This storage pocket comes from Creative Memories. It's the project folders from Creative Memories. This is really awesome to have to store your collections. So here I have the ephemera. Now these little pockets I picked up from Amazon, and I just recently got started using these. I can't remember, I saw these on someone's video and I can't remember who it was. It might have been, shoot, if I can think of the person's name, I'll put their name up here on the screen and link their video. So these pockets come in different sizes. So I did order this size, which I'm not sure how big this is. Let's see, it is a 5.5 by 7.5. So it's about a 5 by 7. And I usually use another type of pocket. It's a CD DVD sleeve that's like a 5 by 5 square. And I use that one mostly for my ephemera, but sometimes you have ephemera that's too big to fit in there. So I thought I would give these a try. And one of the cool things about these, they're larger, so it fits bigger ephemera pieces, but it also has this really cool Velcro on the back. So it's like a storage envelope, and it's really easy to get the things in and out of this storage envelope. And they have different sizes. I'll put a link to where you can find this on Amazon, but I think these are really cool. Now they are a little bit bulkier than the other CD DVD sleeves, but if you have loose things like this and you want to store them with your collection, it's a really awesome way to kind of keep it contained so that you can keep everything together. And then I also have the enamel dots here, so I'll pull those out. And then this is more ephemera. I believe this is all from the Days of Splendor collection. Okay, so I think we're going to be using mostly the stuff that came from the Good Times. And then I also have something else over here. Let's see. I also have the wood accents. These are little wood accents that have pieces that makes it look like artwork. Isn't that cool? It's very three-dimensional. And then this is the Peppy stickers. So we can pull in some of that as well. Okay, and these project folders from Creative Memories hold a lot of stuff. You can see how much stuff I pulled out of here. It makes it really easy to go through here and find what you need. Keeps it all together in one place for a collection if you want to keep things by a collection. And this is a lot of stuff, so I like to use this for my collections. I did a video for another Let's Get Organized hop that we did where we shared how we store our scrapbooking collections. And I do store them in different types of sleeves. And I have different ways to store them depending on how big the collection is and how much of the collection I have, whether I just have paper or I have ephemera or more bulky items. And I'll put a link to that video in the description below if you want to check that out, if you're looking for ways to store your scrapbooking collections. Okay, so this is everything that we have to create the layout. And I think the first thing I'm going to do here is look through this. These are like tags and pockets, journaling bits. Okay, so we have just some paper here and then tags. This is a pocket, another pocket, label. This is a tag. This one is too close to the color that I have here, but this one could possibly work. Here's another pocket, pocket, pocket. Okay, so there's not a huge selection of things here, but I think that this one right here would be perfect. It's got this color, which is also in my paper, and I could just put it here at the top and put some string there, and then put my title over here. And so in here, I actually have two things. I have the die cuts or ephemera. I also have the titles. So let's go ahead and pull these out and see if there's anything here, because I could just put some stuff here if I had anything that was that would work. And I'm not really sure if any of these would make a good title or not, but it might. So let's see, we have that fall feeling. So we could do, I could do something like this. Be cute. fresh air, breathe deep. Okay, so I went through the rest of the titles that were in here. There were quite a few. And I decided to make my title Yay Happy Little Moments because I think that this was a happy moment. And I think she looks adorable. So I think that's going to be really cool. So this is going to be really simple. I'm going to do the picture with the mat over here. We'll have the tag. I'll add some twine or ribbon or something over there. I might pop this up with some foam tape just to give it a little bit more dimension, and then we'll do some embellishing. So I'm going to get started by matting the picture and kind of doing a little bit of gluing things down, and then I'll come back and we'll do some embellishing. Okay, so I finished matting my photo. I used the white cardstock and then this pattern paper with the leaves, and I wanted to put it over here on this side of the layout. And one of the things that I wanted to make sure I did was to center my title. So this is already glued down. I used foam tape to pop that title up off the background. And I also wanted to make sure that I had this corner over here covered up. So I put some ATG on the back of this tag, and I'm just going to stick this down here and try to figure out where exactly I want this to go before I attach it. So I wanted to make sure I covered up the corner, and then also wanted to make sure that this over here is centered between this border over here and my picture. And so I think I'm going to go with this here. Maybe I might move it over a little bit. This is already attached, so I really can't move it around too much. But I like the placement of this here, and so I'm just going to go ahead and stick that down. Okay, so let's go ahead and attach the photo to the background, and then we'll start embellishing. I did go ahead and fussy cut out some of my embellishments. I really wanted some florals, but there wasn't any florals in the embellishments or ephemera that I had available. So I fussy cut out some of those. And I'm just going to line this photo up with the edge of the paper here. It has these lines. So I think that looks pretty even, but let's go ahead and check with the ruler here. This is a T-square ruler. And you can see here, I lined this up with the top of my paper, and the edge of that photo mat is perfectly on there on the line. So we got that lined up. Okay, and if y'all don't have one of these T-square rulers, it's really awesome for lining up things like, you know, the photo or your title. I did use this when I lined up my title as well. Okay, now I did fussy cut out some things. So let me show you guys that. I used a couple of different papers here. From this paper, this was a cut apart. I thought about cutting out these leaves, but they're really large. So I decided not to do that, but they had an acorn here, and I cut this acorn out from that cut apart right there. And then this paper had a bunch of yellow flowers. So I thought those would be really cute, and there really wasn't a whole lot to fussy cut from the paper that I have available. So I did cut out 5 of these yellow flowers. And one of the interesting things was when I was cutting these out, as I was going around, it kind of lifted up the petals and made them look a little bit three-dimensional. So I thought that was super cool. Didn't do that on purpose. It just did that as I was cutting it out. And then from this paper, which is the same paper that I used to map my photo, I did cut out some of these leaves from there as well. Okay, so my thoughts was that I would make a cluster here, here, and then down below the picture. So I did go through this ephemera. There's not really a whole lot of ephemera in here to choose from that goes with this layout. So there's a lot of things that were more fall sayings or outdoor sayings. Some of the things didn't really have the right colors. For example, this had red in it, and I didn't really want to bring that in since nothing else on my layout has red. So, and the purple as well, there's really not a whole lot of purple. So I'm going to just not use any of the stuff there. But I did actually find this little favorite memories. It's like a little word quote. I thought that would be cute as an anchor for this cluster that I'm going to do here at the bottom. They also had this leaf here that came from the ephemera. And then I thought I would put one of my flowers. And then here are some more fussy cut leaves that I'm just going to tuck under there. And I'll probably also add some other embellishments that I'll look through in just a minute. But for now, I'm just trying to build the main clusters, and then I'm going to add a little bit more to them. Okay, so up here for this cluster, I have 2 of the leaves that I cut out. And these are really fragile because they're so, the stems are so small. But I did know that when I did this, and I'm going to tuck these leaves under something, it didn't really matter so much that the leaves were tiny like that. But we're going to go ahead and do something like this. And then I decided to add my acorn here, kind of hanging down over the picture. Okay, so that's going to be the cluster up here at the top. And then for the one down here at the bottom, I haven't exactly decided what I was going to do, but I just thought it would be cute if I could pop up some of these flowers with foam tape over here and use a few of the leaves as well. I might need to cut out a few more of the leaves, but I'll do something like this here, and I'll pop these up with some foam tape. So I'll do something like that. And let's go ahead and add some foam tape to those. This is the foam tape I use. This is from 3M, and it's just I like using this. It comes in a really large roll. So I think we're just going to go ahead and add some foam to all of these flowers. So I think I'll cut this in half first. This stuff is super sticky, but these scissors are 𝗕𝗿𝗄𝗧 scissors for fussy cutting. It's really awesome because it has these handles that are, you can squeeze them, and it's really comfortable to use for doing fussy cutting, but because the handles are super soft, it's like covered with rubber. It also has a serrated edge, and I really like using these scissors for doing fussy cutting. And they're also good because it has, I think these have a Teflon blade, it might not. It's always good to use scissors that have a Teflon blade if you're cutting any kind of adhesive like foam tape, because then it doesn't stick to your scissors as much as if you just use regular scissors. Okay, so let's go ahead and just going to add some foam tape to the middle of each one of the flowers. And for the leaves, I won't pop those up. Sometimes with the leaves, I might add a little bit of adhesive to the edge of the leaf, and because it makes it look three-dimensional, but you can still tuck it under the flower. So something like doing, if I take these leaves right here, I can just add a little bit of this foam tape just to the end of the leaf. So I can still tuck this under something, but the leaves themselves will pop up. So I think I'll do it there, and then maybe we'll put some here. And you can always add the foam tape too once you build the cluster before you glue these leaves down. If you decide you want to make something pop up, you can just, add a little bit of foam tape underneath. So you can see that once I put that foam tape on there, the leaves will also pop up, but you can still tuck it under something. And I like doing that as well. So I really like having dimension on my layouts. And so that's why I like using the foam tape. All right, so now that we have that there, this is going to be our clusters. I could use this leaf here. There's a couple of leaves here, but these are actually bordered by white, so they don't look as good because all of my fussy cutting, I didn't leave a border like that around it. And I think I did go through this, and most of it didn't really go too well with the layout. Either the sayings didn't really go or the colors didn't go. So I want to go ahead and look through some of the other embellishments like the stickers and the frames. And so here are the frames. These are really pretty. Let me take these out of the package and see if there's anything we can want to use here. I think that it would be fun to add something up here if I could figure out something, and then add, like, cut it in half and add half of it at the top and half of it at the bottom. So I can't really use this one because it says together, and there's only my one dog in the picture. So, and then this one says you and me, so that doesn't work either. This one here has the purple, and it says memories. And then there's a small one here with the gold that says enjoy today. So I'm trying to think which one would be the best one to use. I don't really have a lot of the blue in here either. So maybe this one here, I could use this one that says here now, but that might be a little bit too big. Now, actually, that would work. I think I'll use this one here. The top of this one says here and now, and the bottom has leaves. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut this in half. This is one of my favorite things to do with frames, and it's a way to stretch your embellishments because you can use them in more than one place on the layout. So let me go ahead and cut this down a little bit more. The other thing too is if you're using chipboard frames and you want to make them thinner, you can try to peel off some of the layers. This one's not super thick, so I think I'm just going to tuck that here underneath this picture. It blends too much into the background, so I think I'm just going to use the top of this frame and not use the bottom, just because it doesn't really go. So we're going to put the bottom of this back on here, and I can always use that on another layout. Okay, so let me go ahead and glue down all of this, all of these pieces. I don't have as much that I'm having to worry about, and then I'll come back and we'll finish this off by using some of the other embellishments. And I have puffy stickers, cardstock stickers, and also these wooden accents, and so I'll probably add some of that onto this layout. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I have all of my flowers glued down, and I have the foam tape added so you can see the dimension that it adds there. And I think that came out really cute. So I love these little yellow flowers that I cut out of that paper. Okay, so now that I have all of my clusters formed, I'm going to just finish it off by adding in some other embellishments and also putting some twine on the tag. So let's do that first. So I have my twine here. I have this hanging on the side of my 𝗬𝗂𝗂𝗧𝗂𝗧 cart. So I have a lot of this twine that is on the spools, and it's really bulky, so I decided that I would just take a couple of yards and add it onto these ribbon hang tags, and then I just hang this up next to my 𝗬𝗂𝗂𝗧𝗂𝗧 cart. And I did label each one of these with a number, like for instance this one says B6, and then I put the same number on my twine, and when I run out of this color I can just go to my drawer that I have all my twine stored in and just grab some more. So that's how I organize this. And I do have a video on my YouTube channel where I shared how I did this, so if you're interested in that, be sure and check that video out, and I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. Okay, so I think for this layout, I'm going to go with this natural twine that looks like rope. And I think I have a couple of different ones here. There's ones that are thinner and ones that are thicker, and I think I'll use the one that is more a little bit thicker here, just because this tag is really large and it has a really large grommet in it. So let's go ahead and cut some of this twine here to use for the tag, and then I'll hang this back up on my 𝗬𝗂𝗂𝗧𝗂𝗧 cart over there. All right, and I think that's a really good way of getting your supplies closer to you, is by putting samples or like smaller amounts somewhere close by, and then keeping all of the rest of it in a different place. Okay, so I think we're going to do that, and then I might loop it around like this and let it hang over here. So I'll glue that down later. Okay, so I have the twine on there. I thought about adding one of these stickers here. These are the wood accents, and I thought that this would be pretty to add to this cluster over here. So let's see if I can tuck this in somewhere and make it look like it belongs. I don't think I left room for it. It's not going to fit. It's too big. I thought maybe that would work, but I don't think it is. And then these other ones, maybe the square one might work better. I could maybe tuck that one here. I do have a space there, but I don't think that really goes either. I might just add in some enamel dots to that empty space there. So let's see, does that look good here? No, because it covers up my flowers. I guess I probably should have thought about adding this before I glued all the flowers down. So I think I'll just leave that off because it doesn't seem like it wants to fit on there, and I'm not going to force it. I might could use a puffy sticker instead. Now, I haven't used any of these, so let me go ahead and open this one up. I like to cut down the side of these packages It makes it really easy to get to your embellishments and to put them back into the protective sleeves, because you can just open this up from the side and pull this out. And let's see what would be good here. Okay, so I have this little acorn here. I have the bigger one here. I think I could add one of these down here somewhere. So I think I'll just put this acorn and tuck it down under there like that. If I can get it under there. Okay, so we'll just put that puffy sticker right there. And then is there anything else on here that I might use on this layout? Okay, this is pretty. I like the color of it. It says, "I love fall." I think that would be really cute here. I was looking for something just to add to this cluster down here, and I think that works really well, as long as I get it on there straight. Okay, it just gives a little bit more to this cluster without taking anything away from the background or the flowers that are on top. And I really like that. I have these little flowers here, but I don't really think they go with the look and feel of this layout. So I think that's going to be all for the puffy stickers. And then I also have these stickers here, which these are just the cardstock stickers. So let me see if there's anything that I want to add here. I could try to put something up here on the top, maybe. Let's see. I like this one here that says "Love this," but it's the same color as this green and this green leaf right here. So I don't really think that's going to add too much to that cluster. I really need something that's going to be a little bit more of a contrast with the colors. So the other things that I have here is on the back, these stickers here. And let me see if there's anything here that would go. I like using the word stickers, but then sometimes they don't really go. Like, you know, we have "you and me." I could do, I don't really have, I guess there is some of the orange, but that's really big. I don't think it would fit too well there. I have this lovely, but that's still green. Breathe life in, the little things, it's also green. All the ones I want to use are this light green color. Okay, I also have this one, which is "Love this day," but that one's kind of big. Isn't that, it's really frustrating sometimes when you are looking at stickers like this and the ones that have the sayings that would fit your layout are the wrong color, and the ones that are the right color are the wrong sayings. So, let's see. Okay, so I think that this would work. This is "Moments that Last." And this one says, "Yay, happy little moments." So I think that works with this layout. And I think it's long enough that I could tuck part of it under there, and it's going to fit perfectly on top of this frame. Okay, so I think that that looks really cute. And I'm going to make sure, I think I'm going to pop this leaf up with some foam tape. I just had some ATG on the back of that. But let's go ahead and add in just a little bit of foam tape to the tip of this leaf, just to make it pop up more from the background. And that way I can try to cover up this corner of the label there and get rid of the little dead space that was there. Okay, so that looks really cute. I like that a lot. So let's see what else we want to add here to the layout. I think maybe I might just add some puffy stickers. So I think I just might want to add some, so I think I might just add in some of these leaves up here. And I saw this here. This is some yellow leaves. I could tuck that here. Down here. Where should this go? I think I'll just put that there, right there. Okay, and then one that looks like a moth. And I'm going to add some foam tape to either side of the wings. I really love adding butterflies and flying things to my layouts. I think it really adds something really cute. I just need to figure out where. So I have one over here that's part of the background. So I could just add one somewhere else and see if I can figure out where the best place is to put this. Okay, so the last thing that I need to do, I think, is to add in some enamel dots. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll put that away. Okay, so here are the enamel dots that go with this Good Times collection. And I just want to add a few of these in a couple of different places. So let's start with this cluster down here at the bottom. And I'll just add in, I think these three colors fit this layout the best. And so we're going to use yellow and green and then this peachy color here. And so I'll do a peach, and then we'll do the smaller yellow and the larger green. I think I'll move this over just a little bit and tuck it under the leaf. And then down here, over here, I'll add in a large green here, and then the medium yellow and the small one here. And this is really close to here, so that's kind of bugging me that that doesn't stand out enough. So I'm thinking instead of putting it here, I'm going to put it up here. And again, it's next to this here, so I don't know, I'm not loving how that looks. So let's try it down here. These enamel dots are really not sticking out from this background, but maybe if I put it on top of this, it might work. Nope. Okay, I want to put it in 3 places, but it's not really working out too well, so let's try putting all 3 of them on top. Okay, so I think that putting it on top of this little embellishment here is probably the best place for it, because otherwise it just blends right into this background here. Okay, so I really like how that turned out, so I think I'm just going to leave it at that, and that'll be the end of this layout. Okay, so let me go ahead and give y'all a close-up of the finished layout, and this is a very simple layout. I think it does showcase this background paper really well. Sometimes when you're using a paper like this where you have the background be a really large element of your layout, you really don't want to put too many embellishments, because then you start to cover up this background paper. So I really think it's pretty to have all of those flowers showing from the background, and then just adding the 3-dimensional smaller flowers on top. And then up here we added in the tag with some enamel dots and the frame and a sticker. And I really love that I used this one too, because this yellow color kind of draws your eye in from here to the title and then down here towards the bottom of the layout. And when you're working with layouts and trying to figure out where you want your clusters and your title to be, it's really good to focus in on making triangles around your photo. So if you look at the clusters on this layout, I'm making a triangle by going from here to here, down here, and then back. There's also a triangle if we go from here to the title and then back. And it really does draw your eye in if you look at all of the different triangles that you create with this by focusing in on towards the picture. And I think the picture is really the main element that you're trying to showcase in your layout. So it's important to make sure that your picture is the focal point. Okay, so that's really all I have for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing my scrapbook process, and I'll be having more videos coming up on my channel soon. So I did take a break over the past couple of months. I was busy with the holidays, but also with trying to get my house sold. I had moved back in August last year, and I put my house up for sale, my old house, and it took 3 buyers before I was able to close on the house. And the closing just happened the week before last. So that whole process was really stressful, having to go through the process of selling my house 3 different times. But I'm really happy that it's finally sold, and I can focus on doing more with my scrapbooking and my card making and creating videos. So hopefully I'll have more videos for you guys soon. And that's pretty much all I have for this video. So I hope you have an awesome weekend, and I hope to see you next time. Bye now.